Today is the anniversary of 9/11, and that happened 15 years ago today. That's amazing to me that 15 years have gone by just like that. So, remember the families that lost their family members and loved ones in your prayers today. Pray for the country because it is not in good hands right now. So pray for the country that God protect us from our enemies within and without. I was just in Washington, D.C. This week. I got back last night, or yesterday evening late, and I had a very good conversation with someone while there, and it prompted me to ask this question today about life. How many of you have gotten your life together or are getting it together? How many are getting your life together?
I don't feel that my life is where it needs to be in reference to where I think I should be at this point in time in my life.
And where do you think you should be at this point in time in your life?
I think I should have a decent career. I think I should have owned property by now. I think I should have a life mate by now.
A what?
Life mate.
A life mate?
Yeah, I'm not saying a husband or boyfriend or...
What's a life mate?
A person that is a partner with you in life.
And what do they do?
More or less either a husband or a significant other that you are together with.
When you say significant other, are you saying man or woman?
Mainly man.
A man. Would you take a woman?
If that would arise.
Oh, yeah? As a mate?
Yes.
And what does that mean? Like as a female friend, but not like a relationship thing like a man and woman?
I
right?
would take anything at this point in time because
Really?
I have not experienced that here, living here in Los Angeles. I've been here for about 14, 15 years, and I've found it very hard to even meet regular people as a close friend, let alone anything deeper than close friend. So I'm sort of whatever comes around. If they fit my qualifications and they're an up-and-coming person, ambitious, etc., and they accept me for all who I am, I don't think I'm at the point now to where I could say, no, you can't come into my life because of X, Y, Z.
So you would take a man or a woman as a lover if it came into your life? Would you ever come into your life?
They would have to be my friend first before they would step into that realm of being more intimate.
Right, but you would take either one if it met your qualification?
Yes, yes.
Really? Mm-hmm. Is that hard to meet a man in California?
For me, it has been.
Really?
One that is of quality. Yeah, I can meet guys all the time.
Right.
But people of the male gender that are of quality, who are not trying to take advantage of me and see how far I would let them go taking the advantage before I remove them from my life, because I have absolutely no drama in my life.
What's a quality man?
Someone who has some morals, someone who is not just has a hidden agenda, somebody who is not just thinking of themselves, but they're also thinking of what's best for you and them as a unit, not just, okay, I got my stuff together, then I'll see what they're going to do.
Are you a quality woman?
Well, I like to think I am. Yes. I bring a lot to the table for a person to look at. So that's when comes in that part of, I always have to watch out, is this person going to take advantage of me?
Right. So you say a man with morals, but if you are willing to be with a woman, that's not moral.
For whom?
For you or her. You don't think it's immoral for two women to be together as a man and woman?
I kind of look at it as a little bit, I understand what you're saying, but I assume I'm saying that I'm in a point of somewhat desperation in the sense that if I mean, and I can freely admit
Hey,
this to you.
Yeah, I'm glad too.
Okay,
That's something else.
I kind of look at it as I'm just about trying to find quality people, and if I can find that quality person that I know that's going to look at the situation and we're in it together through thick and thin, that'll be satisfying with me, because again, being here in Los Angeles, the Holly Weird, I have just found that to be completely horrible, a needle in a haystack to find just one person that's
Where did you come
nice.
from? Where are you from? When you came to California, what state did you come from?
I directly came from Missouri,
Oh, okay.
but I'm originally from Louisiana.
Oh, I got you. And have you ever been with a woman before?
Yes.
Oh, you have been with a woman?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see. Wow, that's amazing. You don't look like you would want to be with a woman.
I'm not saying that that's my top choice,
Right,
either.
but you would
so,
take it.
I mean, if I would take it, yes. But
Are you lonely?
yes,
You are. Oh, I understand. And why is it hard to find a woman then? There are a lot of lesbians running around here.
I mean, again, just because that they're there doesn't mean they're a quality
Oh, I got
person. They may have bad habits that I don't. If you are a constantly smoking and drinking, that's something I don't really do.
Right.
So that's off the table. If you are foul mouth all the time, that's off the table. Male or female, if you run around like sailors in the street and acting crazy, that's off the table,
Well, you have to
definitely.
leave James out. Are you a Christian?
No,
You're not a Christian. Are you atheist?
agnostic.
Not. Oh, I see.
Wavering agnostic.
Oh, okay. And why wavering?
You're always brought up with, I mean, I was brought up in a Catholic household, so I still have those thoughts and so forth, because that's just what naturally comes to me.
Right.
But then I look at certain things in my life and I'm saying, if there was really an entity out there, why does this happen? Why does that happen? I don't know if I should compare myself to other people that way, or other situations that way, but those thoughts do go through my mind.
Amazing. That is so interesting to me. Do your daddy and your mama know this?
Know what part?
That you're interested, that you agnostic, wavering.
I've kind of always been that way as a kid, because I always questioned Christianity
Right.
as a kid. So this would not surprise my dad. My mother, I don't think it would surprise her, but my dad definitely would. No, it wouldn't surprise him at all.
How about you, John? You have your life together? Are you working on it or what?
I don't have my life together.
Why not?
Well, basically I have two boys, and Monday through Thursday I work 10 hours in the day, and then afterwards my wife works in the evening, so I have my boys afterwards. So basically after work they have homework, and on certain days they have sports. Then, you feed them dinner, and you put them to bed. And so that's Monday through Thursday. And then on Saturdays, they have their games. You get them ready for their games. So it seems like I'm always doing something with the kids. And then basically, at the end of the day, when you try to get rest, the kids are running around the house and fighting or playing, or there's all this noise going on around the house. So I guess in between all that, you're trying to get some rest. And in between that, you're trying to do the things.
You sound like my wife if I had one.
And then you're trying to do the things that you need to do. So it seems like there's always something going on.
So you don't have time to get your life together?
No, I just see what I need to do. I need to do this right now, and I do that. If it's dealing with the boys,
Right.
or if I have to pay the bills, or I have to address something. And in between that is back to the boys or back to work. So it seems like there's always something going on. Where,
what does it mean to have your life together? What would be If you had your life together, what would that mean to you?
Oh, there'd be peace and quiet. There'd be peace and quiet in the house, and I can get things done. Like this morning, I got up and the boys had pictures day for their football teams, and I got up, got them ready, breakfast, got a cup of coffee, and took them out to the field. And then I had to call the wife because I had to be here. Hey, you need to come to the park and watch them because I'm going to church today. But when they was at the park, everything was quiet and peaceful. And I kind of liked that. I kind of liked, huh?
Why don't you leave them at the park?
No, the wife went and got them.
But don't ever bring them back home.
But what I'm trying to say is that there's something going on. So it seemed like I don't really have a lot of time to think.
What does it mean to have your life together? What do you think a life together would look like? If you had your life together, what would it look like? What does it mean?
It'd be a lot of money in the bank. I'll be retiring soon. I would have family. All my family's in Chicago, so I have family around me where I can drop the kids off, where I can get some things done.
So you have family members around for babysitting.
Yeah, because right now we don't have family, so we're with the kids 24/7.
Why don't you make your wife stay home and not work and let her do that?
Well, our expenses are kind of high.
Oh, I see.
And so that's one of the reasons why.
Okay. And so when you think of having your life together, it means having family members around to help out with the kids, having money in the bank.
Yes, sir.
Getting ready to retire.
Yes, sir.
And then what else? That's it?
And then your relationship with God, that's kind
After you get all the money and all that kind of stuff, then you hang out with God.
Well, I think God is first, and then all those other things will come after that.
Yeah.
That's what's going on.
Oh, okay.
I was telling one of the church members here about my scenario, how it repeats itself every week. Something's always going on.
Right. Had you thought today about not having your life together before this morning, before I asked the question?
Well, I'm always thinking my life could be more orderly.
Oh, okay.
I always think about that, but it just seemed like I'm not able to get there.
Interesting. I'm glad I had this conversation with someone because it prompted me to think about this. Yes, sir.
As John was describing his life, I said that sounded actually like a potentially really good life.
Oh, yeah?
Uh-huh.
To have kids running around in the house all day and no
Right.
time to rest and take them to play sports. And
Somebody said, I would think that if you have a place to live, a job, a family, and God in your life, you have it together.
you would think that?
That's what they would think.
Why do you think that?
Why do you think that?
Do you have your life together?
No.
You don't have your life together?
No, and I don't have two boys either.
And you're not married, right?
Right.
So why don't you have your life together?
Because I'm kind of like out of control. Like I don't rest, I don't eat properly, I don't, yeah.
Oh, that sounds like a real problem. And what does a together life mean? If you had your life together, what do you imagine that would be?
I would imagine that I would live a life of at least decent self-control and have some happiness and peace.
You know how happiness and
I mean,
peace?
I have happiness, but not like...
I have happiness. But you have no peace?
Yeah, I don't think I really have peace.
You might have it, don't know it?
I don't think I do. I'm not sure.
I'm sorry?
I said I'm not sure. I have a decent amount of confusion.
A decent amount of confusion?
Uh-huh.
Oh, about what?
About, well, basically, I live a life of confusion. I end up confusing other people.
Oh. All right. Did you know you didn't have it together before I asked the question
Yeah.
this morning? Okay. Raymond, you have your life together?
I can honestly say no to that,
Why not?
because if I did, I wouldn't have to worry about paying the bills, I would live have a better place to live.
And that's what it means to have your life together?
Well, have your life together. If you have your life together, is knowing how to take care of yourself.
And that's what it means to have your life together?
More or less, I believe it is.
Are you working on it?
Yes, I am.
All right. How about you?
No, I don't have my life together. I believe that no one's going to actually put their life together in life.
So you're never
It's-
going to have it together?
No.
You're going to
no.
die without a together life?
Yeah, I would assume, yeah.
Are you working on it?
Yeah, I look at it as going through obstacles. Once you complete an obstacle or a barrier, you move on to the next. And there always will be different obstacles and barriers there, so your life really wouldn't be together.
What does it feel like not to have your life together?
Going through life.
Going through life. I know you're married. How does your wife feel about you not having your life together?
She hasn't had anything to say about it, really. You know, it's not like I drink or I stay out late or anything like that. You would consider someone that does things like that, stay out late, hang out with their friends. You consider that you would consider that individual's life not to be together, right?
If they hung out and drank?
Yeah, every time, all the time, and not be at home with their wife and their family.
So you don't drink or hang out?
No, not
You
necessarily.
just hang
no.
around with your wife all the time?
No, not necessarily.
Have you ever drank?
Yeah,
And
socially.
You used to hang out and stuff?
No,
You never hung out? Even growing up as a teenager,
No.
you didn't hang out?
not really. No,
And why not?
just wasn't my thing.
Oh, I see. Are you an only child?
No.
And so you believe having your life together is going through challenges?
Yeah, that's how I see it.
And so because of that, you don't think you will ever have it together?
Yeah, you want to make certain plateaus throughout life and hit certain goals, but there will always be some sort of challenge that interferes with having your life together. I could
Okay.
piggyback on what the gentleman just said. I want money in the bank, have a business over here, own this property there. That doesn't necessarily mean my life is together.
Oh, does it?
No.
How old are you?
43.
Do you have money in the bank?
Yes.
Oh, so you got a lot of money in the bank?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, I want you to tell John how to do it once. So he can retire. Yes, James.
This person answered the question of having it together. You are provided for.
You're provided for
Yeah.
by the government?
No, that's not what they're saying.
Oh, by whom?
Obviously, he was referring back to his. Yeah, I would think if you have a place to live, a job, a family, and God in your life, you have it together.
Oh, okay.
You're provided for.
Does he have his life together?
Do you have your life together?
You say you do have your life together?
I do.
And what does that mean, have your life together? What do you have together that tells you have your life together?
I can answer that with another question. Because I used to think like that. I used to think, I've got to have this and this and this to be happy and have everything. I've got everything I need. I have everything I want. And it's only the expectation of wanting something that makes me unhappy. If I have expectations about things, then I'm going to be unhappy because I don't have that thing. I'm not doing that. I got everything I need.
You got everything you need?
I got everything I want.
And that's what it means to have your life together?
Well, I've got everything.
I'm sorry?
I have everything.
You have everything?
Yeah, just about. Yeah, I have
Oh.
everything.
And so by having everything, it tells you that you have your life together?
No.
How do you know you have it
To ask
together?
that question is to have expectations, and that makes you unhappy, unfulfilled.
Oh, to ask the question if I have my life
To have
together.
that question
Oh, I
in your
see.
life is to expect to be
Oh, I see what you're saying.
unhappy
Oh, okay.
and unfulfilled.
All right. Do you have your life together?
Yes, I do have it together.
You have your life together.
Yes, sir.
And what does that mean to have your life together?
It means not believing your thoughts about anything, period. I wondered these last few days, why I have such a strong relationship with my thought, with all my thoughts. Why I believe it when I know it's the devil. Why do I believe it? Why do I still, let it bring me down and depress me and all those things, right?
And why do you?
I don't know. I don't know why that
Oh, the
is
answer
like
didn't
that.
come yet?
No.
Oh, okay.
But the help came. That question alone just kind of separated me from all the mess and put me back on my feet.
Oh, okay. So you believe having your life together is not believing your thoughts?
That's all it takes.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, and then everything is done for you. I notice things are now starting to get in line. The things I was upset about is those problems are going away by themselves, and that's really the only way to live is just
okay.
to wait on things,
All right.
see how things are going to work out, and not be in your head about it.
Do you have your life together?
I'm working on it.
You working on it?
Yeah.
And how are you working on it?
Well, I'm just working on it.
What are you doing?
I'm just working on it. Well, doing a lot of stuff. Like I'm doing workshops, praying, meditating, being patient.
What does a life together look like to you? How will you know when you have it together?
I don't know. I guess when everything falls in place that I'm like looking forward for, like having my own business and being married, and
You want to get married?
yeah,
And so you want to be married. So if you had a husband, had your business, and what else?
own a house
Own a house.
and make sure my mom is settled, that she don't have to work anymore.
Your mother don't have to work anymore.
Yeah.
How about your dad?
Oh yeah, my dad too.
Oh yeah. Second thought.
Yeah.
Okay. Amazing. Did you know you didn't have it together before this morning?
I know that I'm working on it, and I think I came a long way from
okay.
last year. I
Right.
really think I have.
Yeah, I've seen improvement in you too, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. You have your life together. I have one more person here. And then I'll move
Yeah.
on with this.
I think this is such a good question, and I was actually thinking about this this morning, but in different terms.
Oh, okay.
Like, my mind has a tendency to always be like assessing myself, like, how am I doing, in my relationships? How am I doing when it comes to my job? This and that with my health. This, this voice that's constantly like, oh, how am I doing this week and today? And I guess the language I was kind of going through my mind this morning was like disciplined. Like, am I being disciplined? And I realized that it's such a trap to be thinking of myself in terms of, like, right now I don't have it together. Right now I'm not disciplined, or right now I'm really got it going on. Like, I'm really, I'm on a good stretch right now.
Right.
And I realized that it's such a trap to do that, because you can get in a mode of like, yeah, I have it together, and you're like, I'm just on a roll, and then just build momentum. But that's exactly what Satan wants, because
Yeah.
a moment's going to come. So kind of the space that I'm in is not thinking about myself in either way, and realizing that what this has allowed me is, like, when I think I'm on a bad stretch,
Right.
I'm not trapped in it at all. I can snap out of it in a moment. And so that's kind of what I realized this morning about this whole, like, thinking about and assessing, do I have it together?
Amazing. What do you think about what those two guys said? He said, if I'm right, he doesn't have any expectation.
Are you talking about Francisco?
Yeah. And this guy said he has control over his thoughts. And that's what it means to have a life together.
I think we're all saying the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
I
you
agree.
Okay. Amazing. Yes, James.
This person answered your question, do you have your life together? Yes, because I can rejoice in the Father, and I don't want for anything.
Oh, okay. And how did that come about?
How did that come about?
So I'm having this discussion with this person in Washington, D.C. yesterday, and or maybe even the day before, one day this week, and they were talking about how they keep they keep overreacting to things. They'll do good for a while, and they're like totally happy about that. Like, yeah, I'm on track. This is good, and then they'll mess up, and now they feel like they're off track. They overreact to that too, and so they're up and down because things are good, things are bad, things are right, and things are wrong, and they didn't want to be that way. Like, I just want to have it where I just live my life, and not be tripping like this. And so I realized from that conversation, because it went on longer than that, is that the problem is this person, like most people do, and I have been guilty of, they are judging their situations. They're judging their lives. They're judging it based on what they have been taught, what is right and what is wrong. This is right, this is wrong. This is that, and this is good, this is bad. And so you're basing it on what you've been taught. And because you're basing it on that, you're never going to get your life together. It's never going to come into order, because we are not allowed to judge right and wrong. Of ourselves, we don't know right and wrong unless it is revealed to us. We don't know what good and bad is unless it's revealed to us. And I know our parents and others have taught this is good, and sex is a big thing for that, especially for Christians. Let's say that a Christian should have sex. They know they don't want to because, the Bible said don't do it, and the parents said don't do it, and the preacher said don't do it. And then you go out and have sex, and now you're feeling all guilty. Like, wow, I can't believe I did that. I'm in a fallen, I just can't help it. And then you say, I'm never going to do that again. So you go a few days or a week, because that's on the long you can last. And you don't do it again, right? So you think, yeah, I'm with God now. My meditation is working, right? So you're all happy now because you've judged that as doing right, just like you judge having it as doing bad. And so now you're all high because you waited a week. And then the urge come back again, and then you find yourself doing it again. Now you're down again because you're judging it back and forth. You cannot judge life or anything in life and think that you're going to ever get your life together. It's just not going to happen, because it's the judging that causes us to sin. And when you judge, you're sinning, and when you sin, you're separated from God to be your own God. So you're bringing all this stuff upon yourself. And like he was saying about the thought, you allow Satan to come in and feed you all these lies, because Satan, if you read the Bible, Satan is like the light. He come as the light. So he pretend to be God. He pretend to be answering your prayers when you pray for something. Oh, Lord, help me not to do this again. And then you go a few days not doing it, then you do it. Satan come in as the light and condemn you for doing that. Now you have all this guilt because you think it's God condemning you or yourself condemning you. But if you had no opinion about it at all, you could not be condemned by Satan. And God is not going to condemn you because he loves you. He's not going to condemn you. And so what God wants us to do in order to have our lives together is to possess our souls. When you can take possession over your soul, then you have life together. And who know how to take possession over your soul? You know how? Oh, this is good. And how do you have possession over your soul?
Yes.
And how do you take possession over your soul?
I think that there just needs to be like a kind of a grace moment where you see honestly for yourself that you can't control anything about yourself, including that.
And that's how you have possession over it?
It sounds like the opposite, because possession of your soul sounds like, I'm in control, but you get that by realizing that you don't have control, but like honestly realizing it.
Okay. Very interesting. So nobody here has possession over your soul yet, right? Except one. Okay. Yes, sir. If you want to have control of your life, you got to get possession of your soul. I want you to turn to Luke 21, and I believe it's 8 through 19. And then I want you over here that don't party and do anything to turn to Psalm 33, verse 13 through 15. In a minute, I'll get to that. Yes.
Okay, so this person is answering your question how they came to rejoice in the Father by hitting rock bottom and prayers being answered. My family prayed for me. My true self was revealed to me.
Oh, okay. Appreciate that. Possession of your soul. Possess your soul if you want control of your life. And here is the way you possess your soul.
And he said, take heed that ye not be deceived, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ. And the time draweth near. Go ye not therefore after them. But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass. But the end is not by and by. Then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And great earthquakes shall be in divers places, and famines and pestilences, and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. But before all these they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. And it shall turn to you for a testimony. Settle it therefore in your hearts, not to meditate before what ye shall answer. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. And ye shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren and kinsfolk and friends, and some of you shall they cause to be put to death. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. And there shall not a hair of your head perish. In your patience possess ye your souls.
In your patience possess ye your soul. Meaning that whatever challenge comes, whatever situation happens, be patient through it. Be patient through it. Stand, stand, stand. Don't get angry about it. Don't get excited about it. Don't judge it as right or wrong, good or evil. Just be patient through it and endure it. When your parents, your brothers and your sisters, your friends, when the world turned against you, be patient through it. When people talk about you, when times are tough, be patient through it. Don't judge it as right or wrong, good or bad, good or evil. Just have no opinion about it at all. And when you're living that way in due season, because you are developing faith through that as well, even if the answers don't come right away, endure, be patient, don't have an opinion. It was like what Franklin was saying, don't have no expectation at all, because without expectation, then you can do all things, because you're able to take things as they happen. And then you have control over your soul, and you are your soul, not the material things that come in your life, because there are people who has all the material things. They have education, money, a wife, or whatever, husband, but they don't have possession over their souls. They're not happy because they're not in control of their own lives, because they're overreacting to everything that comes. They're judging it as right or wrong. We are supposed to live life without an opinion about anything. That's why if you notice, opinions come a dime a dozen, and they're not worth anything. Everybody got one. And they're all wrong. Can you imagine living life without having an opinion or without judging anything as right or wrong, good or evil, but just go through it? Just let it happen. And read Psalm for me. Psalms 33, verse 13 through 15.
From heaven the Lord looks down and sees all mankind. From his dwelling place he watches all who live on earth. He who forms the hearts of all, who considers everything they do.
When you're in doing, God is forming your soul. He's giving you possession over it, over your soul. And see, most people don't see themselves, they see themselves as a physical person. They don't really see the spirit of who you really are and the image that you're made in. And so when you're enduring with patience, then God is forming your soul for you. He's getting it under control for you. And that's why you got to let go of all opinions about anything or anybody or anything or anywhere at any time. And the way you do that is what's that boy was saying, is that you have to doubt every thought that you get, every thought, and go to God in prayer, quiet prayer, because in your prayers, He's listening and answering them. But you have to be careful of Satan, because Satan would come at the light and answer them too, and it'll just be the wrong answer. And so the problem is a lot of people don't recognize the voice of Satan. They think that that's the voice of God. And Satan tell them, well, if you really want control of your life, you need more money, you need more friends, you need more this, you need more that. Or look at you, you're a poor sinner. You lied and said you were not going to do this again, and you did it. You're no good. Or look at you, you're angry about a situation. If you didn't have any opinion about being angry or any situation, you could get control of your life. You can possess your soul. But you got to stop playing God. All men and women who are suffering are playing God by judging themselves, their situations, and other people. Even that this particular person was a boss at work one time, and he had some terrible employees. And he judged the employees for being terrible. But it affected him because he made that judgment. Rather than just seeing that this employee or these employees are bad people, just seeing it without an opinion, then you're not affected by it, because God will reveal to you what's right and what's wrong. He will let you see that this is a mean person, but by you not judging that person, you can overcome it and probably even influence them as well. You got to drop all judgment. You got to be willing to go through all things in order to get control of your life. It has nothing to do with material things at all, or the physical. It has nothing to do with that at all, because you can get those things and still be out of control in your life. And just look around you. People have those things, and they're out of control. It's about having control of your own soul, possession of your soul, and that comes from endurance. Even if it takes a lifetime, you have to be committed to doing that. Seeking first the kingdom of God in His right way, and all things will be added. What do you think about that? Do you think you can live without having an opinion?
Yeah, sometimes I talk to my friends and coworkers, and they would, they're family men. They got 3, 4 kids, and they've got everything. And they would say they envied me because I have nothing. I don't have any of those responsibilities. And in the back of my head, I'd have conversations, wow, he's got everything. And so both of them are lies. People say, you've got this and this, or even some wealthy people, the same thing. They've got everything. They've got millions, and they got everything.
But that comes from that false voice that people listen to. Satan would tell you, because he comes as the light. You can read the Bible, and Satan will interpret the scriptures for you. And you think, wow, that's what it means. and it won't work in your life, and so you start making up excuses. Well, it's probably not working because I didn't pray long enough, or it's not working because, and then that's Satan tell you that too, keeping you out of control. You got to relax. We have the teacher within us, and we got to let go of this false knowing, this intellect that we have that comes from the devil. He's really deceiving a lot of people, lots of folks. And you need to pray. You have to commit to praying. Be still and know God. You know, God says, seek first the kingdom of God and all things will be added. Most people are not doing that. They pretend that they are, but they're really seeking material things. They pretend that they are seeking God, and they're not. That's why they're not getting the understanding that they have to live by. You got to seriously seek God, and don't be trying to get your life together. Just have a willingness to be still and endure and have no opinion. Pray. Read the scripture a little bit, but don't read them to remember them, and just take it easy. Do what's in front of you to do every day without an opinion. Yes, sir.
This person, Tyrone, has been chatting on your YouTube. He says, you have your life together when unrealistic expectation doesn't make you depressed.
Okay. You shouldn't have any expectation at all, realistic or unrealistic expectation at all. Both is a setup. That's why you should treat, quote unquote, good and bad the same way. Treat them both the same because they're both imposters. One would come and make you feel good, one would come and make you feel bad. But if you didn't have an opinion about either one, you can stay focused, you can stay centered. So don't have any expectation at all. That's a setup from the devil as well.
He said expectations destroy humans. And
They do.
And he said, thank God I'm 28, so I've been through all the introspection and all the internal demons associated with the process.
Well, you haven't gone through them all yet. Not at 28. 28, right?
Yeah.
You keep on living.
Jesus started at 30?
Yeah, but he's not 30 yet.
It's a process because you can't automatically stop judging. The ego won't allow you to stop on a dime. Practice makes perfect.
Okay, it's not a process. It's a here and now. Your whole life can change right now. It is not a process. That's the devil telling him that it is a process. And I hear that a lot from the experts and some of the preachers. It is not a process. It happens as soon as you see that you're wrong, that you are playing God, and then it happens just like that. It's not a process. That's a setup too. Just imagine it's a process. That's going to take forever.
He said one more thing. Just now, he said, you know you're improving when you are able to analytically and critically think while juxtaposing ideas. This is when you have...
No, that's wrong.
This is when you have...
He's all wrong.
Can I finish
You
reading?
know that you're improving when you're not overreacting to life, when you don't have an opinion, when you're just taking one step at a time.
He said that's when you can have no judgment of situations.
No. When you repent for playing God, that's when you can relax. But I thank you for that, though. A lot of people think that way. It's not all that much work. It's quite simple. It's just admitting that you're wrong. Truly seeing that you're wrong and admitting it, then you can change it. It'll change. And so I have friends who are like really holy until something happens. And the moment something happens, I can have that same conversation with them about be holy, don't worry. Like when they don't have problems, we have the best, holy, insightful conversation that come. When a problem comes, and I have tested it, and we can have that same conversation, they're like, no, what do you mean? Well, that is, what they say, that's just name it and claim it. That ain't working here. I'm like, are you serious? Are you joking with me? Because we just had a holy conversation before the incident, the challenge came. How do you just throw all that out the window And then you have that same conversation and you say, no, that just name it and claim it. You know the devil got your mind when that's happening. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Go ahead and do it the way you're doing it then. See what happens. You have your hand? Okay.
When you say don't have an opinion, opinions, you're right, but I can't prevent the opinions from coming to me. But I was dead set on trying not to believe them. And the more I tried, the more I believed. And when serious situations came, I believed wholeheartedly into all my opinions that were given to me by the devil, and then my life is destroyed, you know,
Yes.
I mean, within.
Yeah. Because the opinions that you have are not your own. We, of ourselves, we do nothing and we know nothing. We are either influenced by the lie that comes through your imagination or influenced by the Spirit, the Holy Spirit that comes through your soul. We don't really have opinions. To even think that is wrong. It'll set you up. Yes.
So, you know, instead of trying not to believe these opinions that come to me, opinions about how God is against me or doesn't love me or all those things, because the devil will go to that extent, you know, to try to make me be depressed and down. And then instead of trying not to believe it, I just had a moment where I asked the question, why do I? And the question denoted that I don't know.
Right.
And then I seem
That's
to have
right.
more power over my, you know, opinions that are coming to me, these opinions, without, you know, all that effort.
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I want to encourage you today to let go of all that you think you know. But what you're going to realize, you know, just like we all know now that there's no such thing as racism, right? I now see that it was so foolish of me to believe that was something called racism. That somebody hated me because of the color of my skin. I can hardly believe that I thought and felt that way at one time in life. I was blind. And it seems silly now that I felt that way. Likewise, it's silly to worry about material things. What you have or don't have. What your status is or not is. How much money you have or don't have. The friendship you have or don't have. To think that a wife or a husband will make you happy. To think anything. That's foolish thinking. And that thinking is coming from your father, the devil. He got you focused on the wrong thing for happiness. It's not going to make you happy. And just think about material things. They are here today and gone tomorrow. Just think about friends and family members. They are here today and gone tomorrow. Your family only like you when you agree with them. They don't like you when you disagree. Your friends only like you when you agree with them. So, but Satan has us thinking that all those things are so important, and they're really not. And you're going to see, once you overcome that, by enduring and taking possession of your soul, you're not going to believe, wow, why is it that I thought those things were so important that it would have me depressed or in fear or doubt or worry or trying to identify with? What made me think that way? That is so crazy. There are people jumping off roofs because they lose material stuff.
Traveling on in this holy way, traveling on, praying every day. I won't turn to the right nor the left. I'll keep on traveling.